Hi there everyone, this is the Tech Thinker YouTube channel where we talk about instrumentation, analytical instrumentation, automation, and also process technologies. We're going to be talking about pressure today, because pressure is important in the petrochemical industry. First topic about pressure is how and why does pressure exist? First thing, it exists because we're going to draw an air column in the shape of a cylinder, as a shape, to indicate the air column and how air pressure interacts with Earth's atmosphere. The vacuum of space is 0 psi outside of the Earth's atmosphere, and pressure from Earth's atmosphere, nitrogen, oxygen, is going to start acting downward in this air column, and eventually it's going to get at Earth's surface at sea level. 1 inch squared of area has 14.7 psia of pressure at sea level. Remember, pressure is always equal to the force divided by the area. There are 3 commonly used pressure scales used in the chemical industry. One is gauge, the other is absolute, and another is called vacuum. Any pressure below 14.7 atmospheric pressure is called vacuum pressure. Hence, vacuum pressure exists between vacuum pressure when it is greater than 0 psia and also when it's less than 14.7 psia. That is very important to remember. Vacuum pressure is greater than 0 psia, and when vacuum pressure is less than 14.7 psia, that is when vacuum pressure exists. Also, any pressure greater than 0 psia is absolute pressure. This means psia is always greater than 0, which also means psi can never equal 0. For instance, this is the formula we use to calculate between absolute pressure, which is psia, and gauge pressure, which is psig. We use the formula psia equals psig plus 14.7. We're going to go ahead and do some problems here and can convert from one psia value to another psig value or vice versa. So 15.7 psig, we're going to convert to psia. Well, we write down the formula. We get psia equals psig plus 14.7. We plug in 15.7 for psig, we get psia is equal to 30.4. We move on to the next problem. We're going to convert from 39.7 psia to psig. We write down psia equals psig plus 14.7. We plug in 39.7 into psia. We're going to subtract over 14.7 to both sides, and we're going to get 25. So psig equals 25. We're going to move on to the next problem. We're going to convert from 3 psia all the way to psig. So we're going to write down the formula psia equals psig plus 14.7. We're going to subtract 14.7 from both sides, and then we're going to get negative 11.7. So psig equals to negative 11.7.
I hope this video did help you out, and thank you for watching. Be sure to thumbs up if this video did help you out, and I will catch you in the next one.